SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1820. 855-325-1820. That's 855-325-1820.
Have you ever met a single person in your life that enjoys paying taxes? No, no one does. If you can't sleep at night because you have a huge problem with the IRS, I've got some free advice for you. This service is strictly limited to individuals that owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes. And if you qualify, we can guarantee that you won't be writing a big fat check to the IRS, or our services cost you nothing. The first 100 people that call today will get a free tax consultation worth $500. Stop worrying about your IRS problem. We can help you, we promise. Call the tax doctor right now. I mean right now, to learn more.
800-240-4587. 800-240-4587. 800-240-4587. That's 800-240-4587.
Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395.
Accelerated Graphics and Signs, 101 East Renfro, Sweet C in Burleson, Texas, can handle all of your graphic needs. Need a banner or promotional products for your business? They got you covered. T-shirts and caps for your group. All you need to figure out is if you want them screen printed or embroidered. How about some slick graphics on that hot ride to make you stand out from the crowd? Accelerated Graphics and Signs can handle anything you throw at them. Located at 101 East Renfro Street, Sweet C in Burleson, Texas, go in and see them. Call them at 817-991-0523 or reach them on the web at www.acceleratedgraphics.net. They are loud and proud and want to serve you. Accelerated Graphics.
Out-of-date carpet giving you the blues? Tired of your old dingy and broken tile? Let my friends at the Floor Store in Cleveland, Texas give your home the makeover it deserves. This is Old Taco Joe coming to you for the Floor Store. Whether it's carpet, tile, wood flooring, or real wood laminate, the Floor Store can cover all of your flooring needs. Located at 405 West Henderson Street in Cleveland, Texas, owner Brent Harris can help. Shower tile, tub surrounds, even backsplashes. Give them a call today at 817-641-9444. The Floor Store, they got you covered.
You're listening to Joco Community Radio.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to No Judgment here. I am your host, Tish Ross. Tonight, we have the blessing of meeting the creators of an awesome new podcast. It is Communicate Great. This is a new and amazing podcast, and what's super cool about it is that it sort of touches base on many different aspects of communication. Not only just obviously how important communicating is in every relationship, whether it's business, personal, no matter what it is, but it also allows others to come on and communicate their stories as well. So I want to thank everybody for joining me. I will give you guys shout outs in just a little bit. I see that you guys have all popped on. And so remember what I said, that if you're on via YouTube, if you're watching via YouTube, then make sure that you put a description of your channel in there so that other people can come in and take a peek at your channel. I want to make sure that I give everybody the opportunity and promote. That's what we're here for. So we are here to meet the creators of Communicate Great. We have Traci Poe and Emma Roy. Thank you guys for coming. I'm so glad that you guys are here. And I want to laugh because first and foremost, you guys are so awesome. They had both had me on their podcast. It was such a relaxed environment. You know, we are who we are, and that's how we are here. But what's really funny is that right prior to going on, Emma, who I believe this was her idea to have the podcast, right, Traci? Okay.
Yes.
She came and sat down in the radio station, and she was like, okay, I'm nervous. I'm scared.
I'm terrified.
She's terrified.
I'm just like, maybe Traci should talk. I'll just sit here and smile.
But it's super relaxed here as well. I know that boom, as soon as we go live, it's kind of gives you a little bit of like, oh, we're live now on the radio. Everybody in the world can hear me. But it's totally cool. We're laid back too. We're laid back environment. So I'm going to turn the tables over to you guys, and I want to first ask you guys what Communicate Great is all about. So I know that it started out probably as a business. Is that right, Traci?
Yes,
Explain to us a little bit about that.
So is it okay if I go back to the beginning?
Absolutely,
where
please.
This idea was kind of conceived 20 whatever years ago.
I'd love that. Yeah.
Okay. So 20 whatever years ago, I was working on my master's, and it was one of my last classes. And so I had to do a project. And I thought, okay, I want to do kind of a workshop thing. Now, I am actually an introvert, and I'm a timid introvert, and I just would rather be at home, with my book and a blanket kind of a thing. So the fact that I wanted to do this workshop was interesting, right? So I did the workshop. It was academic success. And so I advertised it to the students, the student body at the school, and I had some people sign up. And then that day, one student came. And so, which I was totally fine with, right? Because I was uncomfortable. So anyhow, as I was doing this workshop with him, just one, I fell in love with just helping people learn how to use communication skills and to kind of level up their everything with it, right? So it's so broad.
Yes.
And so in that moment, I thought, this is what I want to do. I want to help people with their communication skills, workshops, retreats, conferences, that kind of thing. Life, right? Life happens. 20 years, whatever. I'm working for a lot of nonprofits, kind of moving on and still in the communication area, right? And last May, the job I was in was just, it was affecting me physically and mentally. And it was just draining. And so I knew I needed to walk away. And so I started looking for other jobs. And at first everything was great, finding some stuff. And then as I was looking, I started just feeling this nausea, right? Physically, to the idea of working for somebody else. Been there, done that a lot, right? And so God just kind of went, remember what was in your heart all those years ago? So here we go. I started Communicate Great to help other people kind of level up and connect at a deeper level through better communication skills. And so I started praying, okay, Lord, I can't do this by myself. I can't be creating content and doing workshops and all this stuff. I need help. Who? Emma. And so I said, okay, let's think about this for a minute. She's my daughter. Sometimes we can get a little sideways.
Sure.
And so prayed about it some more, Emma. And so she's in business school. And so I said, Emma, how do you feel about marketing? Oh, I hate it.
I still do.
And so I said, okay, well, what do you want to do with your degree? And she told me some things she wants to do. A couple of weeks later, okay, Lord, she doesn't want to. Emma. And so I went back to her again and I said, okay, so what don't you like about marketing? And, there's so much to it and so much creativity and freedom. And so then we talked about it again. And then I said, okay, well, here's the deal. God is telling me to ask you if you want to be part of this. And so she said, yeah, I'll do it. And so she's doing it with me. And so to answer your question about the podcast, Emma is the reason we're doing the podcast. So I give her the marketing reins, and I've done a lot of marketing as part of my jobs. And so I said, I will teach you what you need to know. And so I had her doing some training and that kind of thing. And she said, Mom, we need to do a podcast. I'm like, yeah, that's on my list. That's like on my list down the road. She's like, no, today. So I'm arguing with her and she's like, we're doing it today. So
I already registered us and everything.
So I'll let Emma take over our hot mess. So, we love to laugh. And so I don't know if you figured that out. We always go into our podcast laughing really hard because she's funny, first of all. But anyhow, so I'll let Emma take over her saying, no, today.
That's amazing. I think that before we get to Emma, so in your business, and I'm so grateful that you guys are here because there are many people that will listen today, and then this gets pushed out to many different platforms that may be considering doing a podcast. And so I'm so glad that you guys are fairly new podcasters and can maybe give some, if needed, I'm watching the comments, everyone. So if you have questions for either Traci or Emma, let us know, and I will certainly put them, or I will certainly ask them if you have any love that you want to share. Please do that. Anything else is going to be erased. Anything negative is going to be out of here. But but with your business, is it just strictly like workshops and seminars, or how would somebody, if someone says, that sounds like something I might need to do, I need to find someone to help me communicate better. How would what is that about?
So I have a number of different ways that people can work with us. And one is definitely workshops, seminars, retreats, speaking engagements, that kind of thing. So, we work with a group where we get to go up periodically and do a team of roughly 20 people, and we have a lot of fun.
Wow.
But
they're a fun group.
They are, it's more okay. So here's what I believe. I believe you learn more when you're having fun. And so anytime we're doing something, we're going to be silly and have fun. It's just going to happen. It's going to happen.
Definitely.
So yeah, absolutely. Get in touch. And so I have some on-demand things online. We have some group coaching things that are coming along. We're a fairly new company, so we have tons of ideas. So it's getting them implemented. Okay. And so before this, I was doing relationship and conflict management coaching for people.
Okay.
And so there will still be that element for now,
Sure.
So if somebody needs to get in touch, we can just kind of talk about what does that look like? What are your goals? Where do you feel you need to grow? And then we can just figure it out from there, what that looks like.
That's amazing. I never even knew that. That is so awesome. And so after the show is over, I will put links and information in case you guys need to get a hold of Traci or Emma. Hi, Dot. And I will put those in the comments, and you'll be able to connect with them through those links. So back to Emma. So you tell your mom, no, today is the day we're going to start our podcast. What gave you the idea to sort of integrate the two together? And just tell me what your ideas and thoughts were in terms of starting a podcast.
Okay, I really thought I was going to get away with that. I thought you were going to forget about me. I was like, yes.
No.
Honestly, I just had a feeling. I'm a very intuitive person. I listen to my gut a lot. I also listen to podcasts a lot. So like, mix the two, and create a podcast. It was just one of those things where podcasts can reach anyone. I mean, we have people listening to our podcast from the Netherlands. And it's like, I never in my life thought that would be possible, but just being able to do that, I just felt this overwhelming sense telling me, hey, you should register for a podcast, get your ducks in a row, do your research. I did that before I even brought the idea up and was like, hey, we're doing it today. And she was like, no. And I was like, oh, awkward. I already registered us and we're doing it. And I mean, the first episode was like, we were in their front office at my mom's house, sitting in a little desk like this. We had like one of her winter coats to like block out the sound. And we just had like my crappy little laptop set up, just recording. And we both were like talking like mouth to mouth. And then we kind of graduated to sharing one mic in a different location of their house. And that was a lot of fun. And, just like spitting on each other, passing it back and forth. It was such a blast, especially when I was sick. And then we somehow graduated even more. And we ended up talking to, I call her like a Christian influencer. And she shared this beautiful, beautiful baby that is Riverside. And just changed my life. We don't have to be near each other. We don't have to swap spit anymore when we do podcasts. I don't have to like breathe in her breath, and we can have guests on. So it's wonderful. And we actually have gotten the opportunity to share how to create podcasts with quite a few people. And I love doing that because we, through a lot of trial and error, got to the point where it's really user friendly and kind of foolproof at this point. So now when I talk to people, I'm like, oh my gosh, do this, and you're good to go.
I love it. And you're really good at it because I was blessed enough to be able to come onto your show and being able to send, even though you don't like technology and whatnot, you're still really good at, here's what you need to do. I need your links, and just putting it all together. If anybody out there wants to come and put my stuff together, I'd really appreciate. You guys
here, because I have to edit and everything and do the audio levels, and I hate it.
Well, you're good at it, but I know you hate it. You guys have a comment here. It says, I love it. I think it's great to see people just going for it and stepping out of their comfort zone and putting themselves out there. I think it's, that's life, really. When you feel that gut feeling or 20 years ago, God puts this little nudge into you. And so people that are listening that think, I'd like to do that, but I can't do it right now or whatnot. Maybe that's your little nudge to start doing the research. And who knows, maybe a year from now, 5, 10, 15, 20, you never know. But I think the guts and the nudge and all that together is something that once that is planted inside your head, it's like, just go for it. Go for it. Because what's going to happen? Aside from learning,
right?
What is going to happen? Because I think mistakes, and I really hate that word failure, but I think trial and error, mistakes,
definitely.
It's gonna happen. Maybe, maybe you get on there and it's going to be perfect. But I know my first
ours was not. And that's one of the things that I kind of look as a blessing. I mean, my biggest failure was people that I know were going to listen in and make fun of me like crazy. Believe it or not, that was my biggest fear. And we've had that. And now that it's happened, I'm like, oh, that was easy. Just keep it to yourself next time. I don't care. Like, perfect. Hope you learned something. You need it, So that was like my biggest fear, or that we would have like one listener. And I was like, that one listener might be our biggest supporter, listening to everything, taking it in, having a complete and total life change.
Yes.
So I think in a way, the failure kind of both encouraged us to just force ourselves to do it and just kind of get on with it. Because once like the worst thing that we thought could happen happened, it's like, oh, wow, that was it.
Right.
Okay, I'll take that any day,
Yeah.
So
absolutely. Traci, you were going to say something?
I think it did force us to just be us.
Yeah.
Because we can be a total hot mess, right?
Yeah.
And we both have that tendency to want everything to be perfect. And I think a lot of people don't move forward with something because they're looking for perfection. And it's not going to happen.
Right.
So just like us sitting there with the box with the puffy winter coat, talking into it side by side, just start,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
And there will be problems. There were many times when Emma was sick and we were doing the mic thing, but it wasn't on camera. And I used to say, we've got to start going on camera because this is so funny. But it's like I would hold my breath going in because she was sick and we were having to share a mic.
Mhm.
And so, it's just fun. Just laugh. Go with every awkward, weird thing that happens. Just do it.
Yes. And what's funny in hearing you say we need to go on camera is being an introvert that seems to
Mhm.
have, maybe pulled out some of that introvertness away, or push some of it away so that you are able to come on camera. And it does make it so much more fun. I think even as a guest being on there, just seeing the two of you together, it makes it very relaxing, so much fun.
Mhm.
And I really like what you said is to be yourself. And
Absolutely.
a friend of mine and I were starting a podcast.
Ooh.
It is called The Odd Squad. And it's
Love
a
it.
safe place to be your true, real, authentic self. Because I can be on here all day and interview people all day.
Mhm.
But if you really want to get to know who I am, then that's the place where I feel like I can be my true, authentic self. I mean, I can be it
Mhm.
here too, but because striving for perfection, um, I don't know what my words are. I think when you are yourself, it is more inviting, it is more interesting than
Absolutely.
watching someone sitting trying to be something that they're not.
Yeah.
And people can relate to the weirdos. They can relate to people that are their authentic selves,
Right.
as opposed to
Right.
um, people that are maybe have decided that I need to be perfect. I need to strive for perfection, whatever that looks like, right?
Mhm.
And it just gives people a false sense of maybe even I really don't want to listen to that podcast because
Yeah.
I don't know, I don't think I can reach that limit or that goal or where that person might be. So when was your first podcast? Was it just the two of you on your very first
Mhm.
podcast? Okay.
Yes.
And how can people find your podcast?
We are available on Anchor,
Yes.
Spotify, Apple, Google. We have a couple more. I mean, we're kind of on all the major streaming platforms.
Nice.
We're gonna start uploading to YouTube eventually once I figure out YouTube. Anyways, I hate it. We're gonna start doing that. We started our very first podcast episode, I think either August or September. She
Mhm.
ended up roping me on in August, but I had a job at the time.
Mhm.
So I was only doing part-time work, and it wasn't up until just recently that I was able just to like full-time work for her and just kind of, okay, tune on this, focus on this, do this full-time. But yeah, so we've kind of been going where we can, and now we're like full-blown sprinting.
I love
Right.
it.
So,
Right. I think we're at 30. Is that how many episodes?
we're about to record our 30th episode. Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank
And you look at some people that have been hundreds and
Right.
hundreds, but you know what?
We celebrate the small
We are
milestones for sure.
absolutely feeling okay about 30. We really
Mhm.
are.
You should.
We're loving it.
As
It's a
you
blast.
should, as you should. I think it's amazing. It's awesome. Podcasts are a thing now, and people can gain great information from listening
Yes.
to them. Whatever your genre is that you're looking for, you can pretty much find it in a podcast.
Yeah.
I listen to them all the time, just like you, Emma. I was
Yeah.
cleaning the house Saturday and had it on my speaker, and my husband came in. He goes, "What are you listening to?" And I was like, "A crime and murder."
Oh, I love
podcast.
those.
So-
If people see my playlist, they're gonna be like, "That
same,
girl's weird."
same. I'm all about the Dateline, all
Yeah,
about the
me
crimes and
too.
whatnot. But so tell us a little bit about some of your most memorable guests.
For me, and I'm not just doing this to suck up, it was actually you were such a big turning point for me. Because before we had kept it very communication oriented, and it still is, but just very professional, us giving advice. And then you came on and you shared your story, and I got so emotional over it. And it really just kind of flipped a switch for me. I was like, that is what we need to be doing. I mean, obviously tie communication into it, but hearing people, I mean, you never know what someone needs to hear. And I used to be really afraid to get on the podcast and just have people, strangers, or even my friends listening to my life. And I still am kind of very private about what I share. But then I just kind of, as we've had more and more guests come on and share their stories, the good, the bad, the ugly, I was like, man, that's what people need.
It is what they need.
And I don't want to be the one to censor that, or like you said, act like I'm someone I'm not. I mean, if there's something that's happened in my life that I feel like I need to share, then you need to share it. And if we have guests on that need to share something, you never know what that could do for someone else or even yourself.
Absolutely.
Just being able to let it out, even if there's no listeners, just sometimes being able to speak it out into wherever you need to is just such a chip off your shoulder.
It is. It's healing for both. And I think, you never know, like you said, you never know who's going to listen. You never know when someone may say, hey, it's like a cool podcast, and hear someone tell their story. And like I say to all of my guests, no one can tell your story the way that you can. You're the only one that can reach that person on the other side of this microphone. You know, someone somewhere is waiting for you to share your story. And here, of course, yes, that means being vulnerable. Yes, that means being transparent, as much as you can and want to be. And I think that the more that you share your story, I don't know if it's easier is the right word, but the more healing, and then you're able to share a little bit more, and then there's more healing. So, but it is something that I feel like everyone should be given an opportunity to do.
Absolutely.
And so I think that's amazing that you guys are doing that, giving people that opportunity. You know, I feel like for me, whenever I started this radio show, that for me, it was all about people coming on to be their true authentic self, to be in a safe place, to be in a place where they're not judged, hence the name, and to be in a place where you're made to feel comfortable. I've had some people share stories that they said, I've never shared this with anyone before.
Wow.
And that is such an honor.
That is.
To be that person. For that someone feels so comfortable that there's, I think I'm ready.
Yeah.
And it's so cool. And if they break down, it's okay. I got you.
Yeah,
I got you.
right.
It's
We'll cry
okay.
together.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll have a mental breakdown with you.
That's right. That's right. So I think that's cool that you guys are leaning into that, as well as keeping communication great. I mean, it kind of ties together, right?
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
It does. Yeah.
So any other guests that have really impacted or helped you guys? And I appreciate that, Emma.
We did love having you on. And we've had a couple on, since we're only 30 in, we've done most of them, but we've had 2 other ones, and
3. Don't forget the husbands.
We did have
we
the
had
husbands,
our husbands on. It was actually, my husband is the biggest introvert you'll ever meet, and he just laughed in the microphone. Like, he couldn't really form a sentence, and that's what I expected. I love him. He was my support system. Rob, Tracy's husband, was like whipping out words of wisdom that I didn't even know he knew. He was just preaching out here. I turned and looked at him. I was like, what did you take before this? Like, what?
Wow.
Well, let's go back. So Emma, okay, going back. Well, I don't know. Or do we need to?
No, you still have you have a minute. If you hear the music, we'll
It was
We'll
for the
pick it
love
up.
languages.
Okay, love
Yes.
languages.
So the love language. Well, I was going to say Emma grew up in our family because of my background, and we did, listening styles and love languages and all of that. So I was always making the kids do stuff. So anyhow, going into Valentine's, she wanted to do the love languages, which
Love
I
it.
was all about.
Mhm.
So we did 1 per week going into it. And so I don't know if it was the 2nd or 3rd episode, we were going out to dinner, and then we were going to come back to my house and record. And I texted Emma on the way to the restaurant, and I said, crazy idea. What if we have our husbands on? And so she was like, love it. So
Yes.
we got into the restaurant, and we kind of broke it to them. And
Yeah, they didn't have a choice.
Yeah, right.
And I made it as uncomfortable for them as I could. For guests, I make it comfortable. For them, I was asking them like random questions that I didn't tell them I was going to ask them, putting them on the spot. And my husband was just kind of like into the mic, and I was like, good feedback. And Rob took it and ran with it. He excelled, and I was shocked.
He is the extrovert. Just saying, he is the extrovert. So.
Yeah. How funny. Well, that's so cool. I'm going to have to go back and listen to and share you guys' some of your episodes. I think that is so cool. And it's really cool to have family come on. I've had my brother, my sister-in-law. I mean, they both have amazing stories. My husband, he came on and shared what a father's grief is after losing a son. But it was very impactful in that, mothers grieve differently than husbands, and then a husband and wife together. Wow. The grief is quite trying. Wow. But we're going to take a quick commercial break, everyone, and then I'll come back and read your comments. So keep plugging them on in. We'll be right back.
Why have thousands of aspiring authors teamed up with Christian Faith Publishing to publish their book? Because Christian Faith Publishing is an author-friendly publisher who understands that your labor is more than just a book. We provide authors freedom and flexibility throughout the publishing process, professional book editing, award-winning design, and some of the highest royalty structures in the publishing industry. And as always, you will retain 100% of the rights to your book.
I was looking to find a company that I could trust, one that assisted in the editing process completely.
The most important qualities that I was looking for was a publisher who was honest and upfront, no hidden costs or fees, and owning the rights to my own work.
Christian Faith Publishing will publish, market, and sell your books in all major bookstores, online booksellers, as well as specialty Christian bookstores. Call for your free author submission kit.
800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. That's 800-978-4812.
Hey, there's something you forgot to do. It sure is hot. Are you sweating like a dog? Wait, what? Dogs don't sweat. Oh no, you forgot to get your window tinted. Whether it's the kitchen window that sits in the sun for the hottest part of the day, or you just got new wheels, call Sharp Window Tinting in Burleson. 817-615-9379, or look them up on the web, sharpwindowtint.com.
Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395.
The voice of Johnson County, Joco Community Radio.
We are back to the second part of the show. Joco Community Radio is proud to be the voice of Johnson County, Texas, and is live 24/7 on the TuneIn Radio Network. TuneInJoco.com is the place to find all the ways to listen and watch, and the station app is also available for free on Android and Apple devices. Simply search your store. Check out our lineup and more at JocoCommunityRadio.com. This episode and more is brought to you by Next Level Claims, making your insurance work for you. Simply reach out to your Texas sales rep at 844-TEXHAIL. That's 844-839-4245. And don't forget, be sure to dress your arms and more at thetiffy.com. So you guys go and visit them. They'll certainly take care of you. So before we get back to our guest, I'm going to read some of the comments. So if you guys have some comments here, JKS is in the house. Thanks for wiping your feet and hitting the like button. That's awesome. Let's see here. When you are consistent, it gets easier and you learn and grow into your own self, as well as find that groove and grow on that. That was from Full Blown Country. Piggy's Piddles is in the house. He says, just be and do you. That's the advice I give everyone. Eileen says, just going for it is the only way to do it. You never know how well you will do. Have fun with it. Have fun with what you're doing, and others will have fun with you too. Full Blown Country also says, I love it. I think it's great to see people just going for it and stepping out of their comfort zone. Dot Roper is in the house. Thank you, Dot. Treasure Hunter is here. Hey, Neil. Let's see. I'm going to go through kind of quick and see if I see anybody else. Eileen, welcome to my kitchen. She has an amazing channel. You guys need to go and check her out. All about cooking. She has a cookbook out too. So Eileen, if you want to put that link on there where people can purchase your cookbook, certainly do that because it's an amazing cookbook. We got one. Full Blown Country says, howdy, Traci and Emma.
Hello, back.
Lots of people on here listening to you too. Who else?
It's not terrifying.
Let's see. MT Homestead, thanks for hopping in. I appreciate you being here. MT Homestead also has a wonderful channel on YouTube. It's really, really cool. In fact, they're having a meet and greet in May. If you guys want to put that link in there, YouTubers as well as subscribers can come to that meet and greet. It's going to be fun. So if you guys want to put that info in there as well. Prayers go out to Neil and Beth Cornett. Steve C is in the house. We're glad that you are here. All right, we're going to hop back to our guests, Traci and Emma, and their podcast again is Communicate Great. You can find it on Spotify, Apple, pretty much anywhere that you can find podcast. Go and find it because I understand now that they have tons of different topics. Their husbands came on and they had a week of was it a month of love language episodes? Five love languages. So lots of stuff. I'm now going to go over there and kind of listen and make sure that when you go and listen, if you have a platform to share, and I appreciate it if you guys would share this out as well, because you never know who needs to hear what others are sharing. Okay. So not only do these two amazing women have their own business podcast, but they're also, you guys are putting together a women's business conference.
Yes.
So for those of us that are listening, I want to know first, I'm interested in finding out how did this come about, what it's about, what people can expect, and all that good stuff. So how did this women's conference come about? And the women's conference is called Oh Yes I Can.
Oh yes I can.
I love that.
Exactly. So yes, I'm the cheerleader. I'm always exhortation is my spiritual gift. So I'm always encouraging everybody.
Mhm.
So oh yes you can.
Yes.
Oh yes you can.
Yes.
Start that podcast, start that business, whatever.
I
So
love that.
I think it started with me 20 whatever years ago, right? When
Mhm.
I was like, oh, this is really what I want to do. I want to help people with their communication skills. So Emma knew this of me. And so I was kind of
I did.
I was kind
Wait,
of
stop 1 second.
Yes.
So wait, what do you mean? Like why do you say Emma knew this of me? So
She's my daughter.
Yes.
She's my daughter.
But also she's always kind of put on events for any job. Like the nonprofit she's had. She worked at a school where she did a bunch of events.
Church.
And she always roped me in. She would always kind of grab me by the heel and drag me in. And
Gotcha.
it just got to the point where I love doing it. I have a passion for kind of putting events together. And she had been wanting to do this. We were wanting to do retreats, all sorts of things. And just got to the point where like, let's do it. What's the worst that could happen?
Let's go for
Right.
it.
Oh, yes, you can.
Yes.
You know? So
I love that.
it
That
just-
encourages me. Those words encourage me, and I'm sure anybody else that's listening.
Yeah.
You know, why not? What's holding you back? Why not?
Exactly. And there was
Oh my gosh. that's
nothing
amazing.
holding us back but excuses.
Mhm,
So we kind of, at the same time, we're just like, why don't this summer, why don't we put on this business conference for women? Because we so need it in this area. And we're trying to, we do have people coming from out of state that we're really excited about. So if you're out of state and you want to fly in, definitely come.
Yes.
But we have women coming from all over DFW. And that is just such a powerful thing because there is more than enough room for everybody at the table in whatever businesses and careers that you have. And so we wanted a place for women to come and make connections without the negativity, because it can be scary putting yourself there out on the internet. I
Yes.
totally get that. You're subjecting yourself to all types of feedback. So we have 3 key speakers coming in, and they're just going to kind of share their entrepreneurial side. Is that a word? I think I just made that up.
No, it's a
Okay,
great
cool.
word. Well, if it's made up,
Because
then
I
it's a
said that
good
and I was
one.
like, ooh.
I like it.
And we have some vendors coming. I'm super excited about some of these vendors. I'm not going to give anything away yet just because I don't want to ruin it. But yeah, you're just going to come here. There's going to be breakout sessions. Lunch and breakfast are provided, and snacks. There's going to be swag bags. You can get some of our merch that we're coming out with, which I'm so excited about.
Oh my goodness!
I get to design it, so I'm really excited. If you don't like it, don't tell me.
Okay.
Because you'll hurt my feelings.
I'm so proud of you guys.
Thank you.
Like my eyes are kind of welling a little bit because, I remember just in the beginning, in terms of the podcast, Tracy was like, "Okay, we're going to start doing this. Emma has this great idea, and we're going to start doing this, but we're kind of." I don't know if we know, but look at it and look where you're at.
Yeah, we have come a long way. And, thank you for saying that, honestly, because we still get discouraged. We're still like,
I think a lot of us do. I can't tell you. And let me just tell you, because, and for you guys, for anybody else that's listening, there have been, and if Tiffany's listening, she is the radio show owner and producer, but I have texted her many times over the last 3.5 years and say, I think I'm done. I don't think I'm doing a very good job anymore. I think that I don't think that I'm doing a good job. I think that I'm done. I just I think it's God's telling me it's time to go. And she's like, that's not God telling you ain't doing a good job. That's not God telling you it's time to go.
Yeah.
That would be the enemy.
Right.
And so I was like, okay. And then it was like it would be, God is so good, because it would be like the very next day someone said, thank you for that podcast. Thank you for that story, or having those guests on. I was like, okay, you still want me to keep going? Okay, as long as I can hear from you, because I'm that person. Like, I need to hear. I don't need to hear, oh, it's so great. No, I need to hear from God. I need God to tell me, I need you to keep going. I'm like, okay, I'm going to keep going as long as you tell me. But I've had many times. So in anything, I think, not just radio or not just podcasts, but businesses. I mean, my small business, I'm like, oh no, man.
We've definitely had that where we're just like, we're done. You know,
Hey.
like, I mean, we've had some, not too aggressive, but we've had some fights where we're both like walking away. Screw it. Like, I don't care. It's all on you. But here we are, because clearly that's not what God has planned. And trust me, I have tried many times to walk away, and God just like turns me right back around. He's like, that's cute.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to what you were doing. Let's not waste time. So we're doing it. And I just also want to say, we're not like trying to exclude men. I don't want that to come across either. We do have opportunities for men too. I don't want people to think like, oh, we only care about women. We only cater to women. That's not at all. This does just happen to be a women's business conference, because I think sometimes women could use the extra encouragement for sure, because we definitely get down on ourselves all the time. And my goal for it, and I hope it happens, is just a bunch of women to come in from all over and just lift each other up, make those connections, use each other, market for each other, market for yourself, of course. But just, if you feel like you're ready to walk away from your business, just give this a chance, because you never know. You never know what could happen. You never know what doors are going to be open at this conference, who's going to be there, who's going to connect you to this person. And that's what we want. We want to have a comfortable place where, even if you're wanting to start your business and you're not there yet, come learn what you need to start your business.
Exactly.
Come hear from someone who didn't make any money for the first 2 years and now is making however much money, or come.
I'm going, because I'm going to tell you that like our business, and I know they say, well, if you made it through 3 years, then you're good to go. I'm like, bro, we are hitting year 3. We still haven't made any money.
Yeah.
So, and then I go back and forth and teeter-totter on, am I supposed to keep doing this, or should I just throw in the towel? But your words, oh, yes, you can, is very encouraging. It really does set a tone for people that are women that are thinking about starting a business, but they're not really sure, or starting a podcast, or thinking about throwing in the towel or whatnot. I think that it is very much needed.
Yeah.
And I think that on 2 different platforms. Hey, Brian from the Vineyard Farmhouse, go check out his channel. Brian put a description of your channel in there so people can click on it. And the link is one, yes, women need the support. And I've been in a place where I've asked people, like, can you ask other similar businesses, can you give me a tip? Or I really love those shirts. I'm not trying to steal your business or anything like that, but I would love to maybe give the vendor more business, by possibly purchasing some t-shirts like that or whatnot. And no, I'm not.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not telling you. And I'm like, I'll tell you
Yes.
anything, because
Yes.
if that helps your business, it also helps the vendors, the suppliers. It helps them to grow. And who cares if you buy your shirt from you or me? I mean, it helps all of us. But there are a lot of
Yeah.
people that are, and I guess I'm gonna say I kind of understand that, but maybe I don't. Maybe I do.
Yeah,
Maybe I
They
don't.
just
I don't know.
want
I
a
don't.
paycheck.
Yeah,
That's not us.
No.
We're not going to charge you to ask us how to do a podcast. We're not going to charge you to ask what we're using for our logos or what t-shirts we're going to eat. That's not what we're about.
And I think women are in there, and I think it's just the ways of the world. And then I want to get to how we can get to the conference and where it's going to be and all that good stuff, what to
Yes.
expect. But the ways of the world, I believe, the freedom of will that we're given, and the race to whatever success looks like, unfortunately, in some people's eyes, is maybe not the right type of
Yeah.
success. But women on one side are encouraging and helpful, like the two of you. On the other side, there are women that are so envious, maybe, or jealous, or that they will put you down or discourage you probably need to quit, or don't want to share any information because I'm not telling you,
We don't
goes,
want you to get ahead, you know?
yeah. And I just think that a conference, a women's conference, where people are uplifting one another, where people are making those connections to help
Yes.
grow, yes, their own business, but each other's business. And so
Yeah.
what can we expect when we attend your conference?
So one of the things I've been saying is it's going to be a day of inspiration and implementation. So we're going to have the speakers, and do you want to give the theme? What?
Well, I was just going to say, we have one of the speakers right here with us in the studio. I talked her into doing it. I
That's
kind of was
awesome.
like, you have to do it. And while you're at it, you also have to lead a breakout session.
I love that.
Yes.
Oh, so you have breakout sessions.
Oh yeah. She's like on
Hey.
me. She's like, yeah, you are going to
She
do
told
that.
me I'm the MC. So I was like, all right, return the favor. You're speaking at the conference too. If I have to get up there, so do you.
I love that. I love that. You guys are both great speakers. No wonder you're doing great communications or communicate great
Communicate
podcasts.
great.
Yes.
So yes, we're going to have some 3 key speakers. And do you want to share the theme?
The theme is run your race. And
Run
I
your
want to
race.
say we chose those words carefully. It's not run a race or run the race, because everyone's race is different. Everyone's goal is different. Everyone's finish line is different, but it also doesn't stop at the finish line. It keeps going.
Isn't she good?
So,
Yes.
thank you.
Yes.
So we just really,
You guys are a great team.
Thank you. It's 21 years in the making.
How old are you?
I'm about to be 21. That's why I said that. That's why I said that. But yeah, it's about running your specific race. Our goals might not be the same. What you do for your business and what I do for this is not the same. And we're not going to compare. We're not going to get jealous. We're not going to be envious. We're going to encourage each other. And, oh, you need this to reach your goal. Well, I need this. Let's do it together. Let's walk this or run this race together. And so it's about running your race.
Yes. And I would have to say, to communicate great, one of the things we want to do is collaborate with people.
Yes.
And so, just like having you on, and of course we had no idea you were going to ask us to be on yours. And so we were like, woohoo. But, we want to collaborate with people. It's not us versus them kind of a thing.
That's right.
And so it's going to be run your race. And so we will have breakout sessions. And so the 3 key speakers will also be the ones leading the breakout sessions. And so you'll get the inspiration from the stage, but then you'll get the practical stuff in the breakout sessions. But beyond that, we're going to do some business building activities. And I'm really excited about that. So I'll be leading those business building opportunities and activities.
That is so awesome.
We're
I'm so stinking proud of you guys. Wow. So how do we register? Where's it going to be? Dates, costs?
It will be at the James Event Center in Joshua. We love those ladies. I don't know if you've ever met them.
Never
They
heard
are
of it.
just the best. We had our wedding reception there, and it was very small and intimate, but they just made it amazing, and they have a beautiful venue. So it will be at the James Event Center in Joshua, Texas. What? Oh, oh my gosh! I was like, huh? March 15th ends the early bird pricing. So right now it is $65 until March 15th or 16th actually, and then it'll bump up. And we have a limited amount of tickets, so it's not like we can just hand out 600 tickets. It's when they're gone, they're gone.
Right.
And it will be on June 24th of 2023. It will be from 9 to 4.
I think 9:30 to 4. I think doors open at 8:45.
Yes,
I know that.
doors open at 8:45, so you can get in. There's going to be vendors, so you can kind of shop around. I mean, you're going to have lots of opportunities to shop around. It's not like you just see them once and then can't talk to them again. You can shop around.
Breakfast and lunches provided.
Yes, and we'll have some snacks. We're going to have some super cute snacks that I'm excited about. We have a lot of cutesy vendors. We have some authors who are going to be doing selling some books. They're going to be signing their books. We have we have a bakery person. I don't really want to give away too much what it is, but
we have it on Facebook.
Oh, she's really good. We like her. She's out in Mansfield, and she does like all sorts of things. I mean, you can do like cake pops.
Do you want to give her name?
Chocolate.
Yeah.
Dipped with love.
Dipped with love.
Yes.
Wow.
So we have her.
Because there may be people that are like, oh my gosh, that person's going to be there.
Yes. Dipped
coming.
with love. Oh my goodness.
We have
good stuff. She makes.
Like
She makes
amazing
great stuff.
We actually have
and I've never heard of Dipped with Love, so that's awesome.
We wanted to keep it local. We wanted to give back into the community. We have someone who's a dementia coach coming just to reach that market of people. I mean, you never know what you're
That's
going
awesome.
with. Yeah, we have all sorts of vendors. So you'll just have to come and see the rest,
Wow.
Yeah, we're super excited. It's just going to be a really positive, I hope,
gonna be a good day.
amazing experience.
And so where do people go to register? Like, is it Facebook? Is it a website?
You can find our website though on our Facebook. It's just Communicate Great. Our Instagram is communicate_great. It's in that bio as well. It's on our website. It's www.communicategreat.online, and it'll be under the Oh Yes I Can Women's Conference 2023, and you can register. Like I said, early bird ends March 15th, so definitely try to take advantage of that before prices go up. And
do you want to give the prices? I think Tish asked the prices.
65 until the
15th of March.
15th.
Yeah, and then it goes up to 85, I think. 80.
Okay.
Yes. And if you buy at the door the day of, if we don't sell out, it'll be 95.
95.
Wow, what an amazing opportunity for women and like you said, businesses sharing. I love the run your race, because people can connect, and that might just be the connection that they needed to, or the words that they needed to hear, or the
Absolutely.
tools that you and the speakers are going to be sharing during the breakout sessions. Might just be what they needed to hear in order to either go ahead and dive in, take that chance. Maybe somebody there that is doing something that you were thinking about doing, and you can ask them questions.
Partner with them, maybe. I mean,
Yeah.
all sorts. Maybe you're working at a bank and you want to or hire up your marketing skills. I don't know. I mean, there's all sorts of opportunities that are going to be there. I don't know. Kind of fits everybody. One size fits all, truly.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I do want to give a shout out to the speakers though.
Yeah, please.
Yes.
So do you want to do that real quick? Because I think she's
absolutely.
We're good.
We have Hannah Hughes coming, and she's going to be, she is an author. She's what I call it. She's my Christian influencer. I love her.
She's in the area.
Yeah, she's an amazing woman. Like, I love talking to her. She was one of our guests on our podcast. So she'll be there. We have Diane Cunningham Ellis, who will be there. She actually founded NACWE. It's National Association Christian Women Entrepreneurs. in Dallas. Well, it's national, but she does the Dallas chapter, I guess.
Okay.
So she'll be coming. She is about to come out with her 12th book. So she's going to have like a whole lineup of books to choose from. So, and then we have none other than the Traci Poe will be speaking and sharing just of all of her business expertise and experience.
I love that.
So we're super excited.
And you're going to be the MC.
Absolutely. Yours truly. I got to start the day and end the day and all in between. So excited.
And the location again is where it's in Joshua, but what's the name of the
James Event Center.
Okay, cool. So for those of you guys listening, whether it's today or later, I will get all of these links and have them posted. Another comment there is too many negative ninnies out there. Everyone should be encouraged, especially women, and especially from their spouses and families. Too few get that from friends and family. Thank you, Piggy. That's from Piggy's Piddles. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, we've had the opposite of that. So
Mhm.
from some people. So that was very nice to hear.
Yes.
I appreciate that.
MT Homestead says, sounds like a great conference.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. And then someone else had mentioned, MT Homestead said, I missed the beginning of the show. When and where is the conference? Do you guys, for anyone that's just tuning in, can you again give the dates, cost and times, and how they can register? I know we just said that, but for someone that just tuned in.
Yeah, absolutely. It's at the James Event Center in Joshua, Texas. Don't be afraid to fly in though, because we do have some people doing that. It will be June 24th, 2023. It is from 9:30 or 9 to 4:30. Doors open at 8:45. It is 65 until March 15th. March 15th is when the pre-sale ends, and then it'll bump up to 80. Oh my gosh.
80.
It's totally fine.
This is insane.
That's a lot of information.
It is. And then
You're doing
if you
great.
thank you. If you buy the tickets the day of, it will be 95. See, there's so many fives and zeros.
Yeah, it's like 80, 85, 90, 95.
Just go to our website. You can find the registration information on our Facebook at Communicate Great, or Instagram at communicate_great, or our website, which is www.communicategreat.online.
Excellent. She is very much such a great partner.
She is.
Man, you got all the info. Don't get me saying all that. I'll have you on the wrong day paying $5. So I want to ask you guys a question. It's a question that I usually ask all of my guests before we go. Traci Poe, who are you today?
Who am I today? Wow, I am a person who just wants to feed into people, and I know that sounds kind of
No,
but that's the truth. I mean, being intentional about who we love and who we feed into. So that's me. I just go around wanting to love on people.
I love that. Who is Emma Roy today?
Oh my gosh. I am someone who wants to take all of my many, many mistakes in the past and make a difference with them.
I love that.
Thank you.
Because we learn from them.
Absolutely.
We learn from them. Someone asked, Steve C says, do you think she can say all that again, but in an auctioneer style voice?
If I do, will you tell someone to register? Because I can try.
Oh man, I really appreciate the two of you coming on. I mean, you guys are just your spirit is super, just like magnetizing, and the light that surrounds you is amazing. And I know that your conference is going to help the women that attend, whether it's many, whether it's few, it's going to help them for sure. I pray for great success for both of you, and for great success for the women that attend.
Yes.
You know, after they leave, it's some inspiration, some help, because I know that, you know, we've been out there before just doing this. I mean, running our race is great. Sometimes we need to run it alone, but it's also very helpful when you're running a race. I know when I was just finished the Cowtown, that I was running out of gas, and I could hear my brother saying, "You got this, you can do it. You're almost to the finish line. You have about 400 yards." And I was like, started picking up the pace, and I was going. And I think that is very great. That, you know, sometimes you need some people there to help you either get back on the path, or maybe get on the right path,
Mhm.
or give you some advice, some gas to keep you going.
Yes.
And so I appreciate both of you guys coming on. Again, if you guys haven't checked out the podcast Communicate Great, you need to go check it out. All this information and more will be on their Facebook page, Communicate Great. You can also find it at their website under the same name. And then I'll also have all the information in my links for you guys to check out tomorrow. Thank you, Emma. Thank you, Tracy, for coming on.
Thank
You guys are
you.
awesome.
Thank
You guys all have a great night. Thank you for joining in.
Venus and Grandview to Godly. This is the voice of Johnson County, Joco Community Radio.
Here's important new information from the Diabetes Solutions Center for you, a family member, or a loved one suffering with diabetes. If you have lost your provider, or if you need a provider for diabetic supplies, you may qualify to receive your diabetic testing supplies now with little or no out-of-pocket cost, regardless of your age. All you need is Medicare or private insurance to be potentially eligible. Call